Hi, this is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. Well, one area that I hope that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will take care of, and his new position at HHS and the MAHA movement will start insisting upon, is demanding that Big Pharma start testing their pharmaceuticals not only against placebo, but also against lifestyle. And I bring this up because of a thing I ran across a couple of years ago during the height of the allergy season. I ran across an article that showed that there was a study in India where ginger actually did a better job of taking care of seasonal allergies than Claritin. And I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. Let's try it out. And I tried it out and found out that not only does ginger work better without any side effects than Claritin, it did a great job on my allergies, and I was really impressed, but it also made my stomach feel better. And I kind of started poking around at some of the health benefits of ginger, and it's a natural blood thinner. It does a lot of other cool things. So I started taking it on a regular basis because, frankly, it was, inexpensive and, darn healthy on a lot of different things. But, if you ask a doctor, hey, why am I taking this very expensive blood thinner, let's say Eliquis, which runs about $800 a month, if you were paying for it out of pocket, and why not just take ginger? And they will tell you because there's no evidence that says that ginger will make a difference because it's never been tested. And frankly, there's no big ginger lobby that's out there that's going to be pushing for any heavy testing and doing a double-blind placebo test of ginger. But is it possible, while Big Pharma is doing this thing, if the government demanded that they test that drug against another drug, like a repurposed one, let's say, for instance, a very expensive chemotherapy medication, if they tested that against something like ivermectin, which, there's a lot of question about, there's some interesting research, nothing conclusive yet, that suggests that, ivermectin might actually work for certain cancers. And why not, if you're going to engage in some very expensive testing and you're testing against placebo, why not test against this, to see if it might work? There's some drugs that frankly, they don't test against placebo. They often test a lot of chemotherapy medications against the already existing treatment because it would be, they would consider it wrong or immoral to deny some sort of known effective treatment. So, some drugs they can't do it on, but some of them they can. Hypertensive medications, that would be really interesting to see if a lifestyle intervention worked better than the medication, and especially if you're testing it against placebo. So there's a whole host of different areas that we can start insisting that Big Pharma start testing lifestyle, herbal remedies, or existing medications. For instance, let's go back to the Eliquis example. There's a couple of major, well-known medications for thinning out blood. One of them is Eliquis, which costs $800 a month. The other one's warfarin, which runs about $22 a month. The difference is that with warfarin, you have to get your blood platelets tested to see, it has to be adjusted based on how it works with you. Well, when I poked into it, I realized that, warfarin, that test kit is like $500, which is cheaper than a month's supply. And, and you can utilize it forever. So if you want to, which one, though, at the end of the day works better, that's a real question mark because it's never really been tested. They work better, but, one may work better than the other, or they may work the same, but one requires a blood test, one of them doesn't, and doctors just kind of like to have something where, the Eliquis, it's a one and done, you get the drug and they don't have to pay for it. And there's another advantage to using warfarin. If you're caught in an accident and you're taking that as a blood thinner, they can just give you a single shot and stop, the platelet stuff, which might save your life if you have to have an emergency surgery. With the Eliquis, you're going to have to wait 12 hours before they can do it until the drug wears out of your system. So, there things like this that can be tested and should be tested, but our government just doesn't demand it. And it's expensive to do this type of testing. Most universities won't do it. And there's no thing in, the natural stuff and in lifestyle, there's absolutely no money in it. So as a result, they're not being tested. So let's start demanding that Big Pharma throws in a third arm. So you've got the drug, the placebo, and then the lifestyle intervention. And let's see which one works better. This may be one of the ways that we can finally end our dependence on Big Pharma and actually start having some evidence for lifestyle interventions that could make a big difference and help change people's lives and improve health without needing more medications. Because the more medications you get, the more interactions you have, the more problems you're going to have. And, unfortunately, there's no such thing as a free lunch. All medications are going to have some sort of side effect, and some of them are worse than others. So, this is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. Remember, in this fight for our health, we are all alone in this, but we can all be alone in this together. And I hope you'll join this channel. Sign up. Please click the subscribe button, like this video, leave comments down below. That helps get more people to come to this channel, and I appreciate all your help and support. I will talk to you again soon.